What's up, people? Jade up here with my 2011 WWE SummerSlam review video. Going to be giving you guys match results, highlights of the night, and also my thoughts and opinions on everything that occurred at this show. Will help. Not everything, because to be honest, I was at the show live, wasn't taking any notes at all. I was just there in the moment, enjoying everything as it unfolded. And speaking of being in that moment in the Staples Center for SummerSlam, man, that atmosphere was crazy. It was like nuts. I'll talk about that a little later on in the video, though. Let me know what you thought about SummerSlam down in the comment section below. Was it a good show, great show, average, okay? Did it suck? Just let me know what you thought. What was your favorite match of the night? What was the worst match of the night? My view, maybe it's a little skewed seeing as I was there live, because I've been to a TNA show live before, and hell, I enjoyed that. So if I enjoy a TNA show live, I'll enjoy anything live. But even with that being said, I still think this show stands, on its own as being a pretty good show. That's at least what I thought about it, but make sure you let me know what you thought down in the comments. Let's start off with the first match of the night. Kofi, Kingston, John Morrison, Rey Mysterio versus The Miz, R-Truth, and Alberto Del Rio. Rey Mysterio wins this match for his team after he hit R-Truth with the 619. This match featured a lot of high-octane, fast-paced action and a lot of aerial offense from Kofi, John Morrison, and Rey Mysterio, and it was great to see The Miz and John Morrison in this match, them being two of my favorite guys in WWE today. They weren't on the schedule beforehand, so this was a nice surprise to see them on the SummerSlam card. And yeah, like I said, it was a pretty fun match. Rey Mysterio, he's going into his next match, which is going to be a WWE Championship match with some momentum with his win in this one. So, 2 thumbs up for you. But, yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about this match. It was a fun match. You got the pay-per-view started off on a pretty good note. On to the second match of the night, Mark Henry versus Sheamus. This match, it exceeded my expectations. And that's not to say it was just some great match, but it was, it was pretty good. It was enjoyable for this viewer. Mark Henry and Sheamus, they're both known for their very powerful and dominant styles, and they went head-to-head. It was a clash of the titans in this match. Mark Henry, he had a lot of great offense, but Sheamus, he was coming back on Mark Henry also, but to no avail, because Mark Henry ends up getting the win in the end by way of Sheamus being rammed through the security barricade. And that was my favorite point in the match. The reason why that was my favorite part of the match was because he got rammed through the security barricade and he came crashing into the audience right in my section. And I've been to a couple of wrestling shows, and every time they have people fighting in the crowd and fighting all in the stands and things like that, I'm like, damn, why does that never happen in my section? But tonight it happened right in my section, and I actually got a chance to take a couple of pictures. Like, while everybody else was running away from these two big ass dudes, and I guess this was kind of stupid for me too, these two big huge ass dudes rushing towards you. Everybody is running away from them. I ran towards them to get some pictures, and I got a couple of pictures, and that was cool. But yeah, that was basically the ending of the match. Sheamus, he couldn't get back into the ring and return the before the 10 count, and the referee counted him out. Mark Henry, he was declared the winner of this match. I guess this was a way of keeping both guys strong, more so Mark Henry because he won the match, but neither guy got pinned. So, Mark Henry, he's going to continue on with that dominant streak of his, and Sheamus, I'm pretty sure he's going to get another chance at Mark Henry sometime in the near future. On to the next match of the night, Divas Championship match, Kelly versus Beth Phoenix. And I believe before this match, they had the performance from CeeLo Green. He performed like 2 songs. A lot of people in the arena were using this as their bathroom break. I stayed around, checked out the performance, and, I actually got into it. I was grooving a little bit, moving my head back and forth a little bit. So, it was pretty cool. But, yeah, like I said, Divas Championship match, Kelly, Beth Phoenix. Kelly, she gets an A for effort tonight. She's trying. I can see she's trying to improve. She's slowly trying to get there. She added some more moves to her repertoire tonight, and I believe she does have a background in gymnastics. You could definitely see her adding that to her, moveset, and using that as offense against Beth Phoenix tonight. And I think it worked out well for her. Beth Phoenix, she was her usual very powerful and dominant self, and yeah, I thought Beth Phoenix, she was going to get the win in the end in this match. She had Kelly set up for the Glam Slam, but Kelly counters that into a pin of her own, pins Beth Phoenix 1, 2, 3. Match over and done with at that point. Kelly retains the Divas Championship. That was a shock to me. I just thought Beth Phoenix was going to go in there and completely whoop Kelly's ass, drag her all across the arena, and you know, walk out of there with the championship and probably Kelly's weave too. But hey, Beth Phoenix, she ends up being defeated, and yeah, like I said, it was a shock. This was a better than average Divas match, and it's gonna take some time to get them to a point where, you know, people stop using them as bathroom breaks or Easy Mac snack breaks. And you know, luckily for Kelly, I should say, she stepped her game up tonight, and I didn't need the Easy Mac, and I guess she knew I was in the arena, because she knew that if I didn't have the Easy Mac and her match ended up sucking, I would probably go fucking crazy there. But yeah, I left the Easy Mac back in Michigan, but luckily I did not need it at all. But yeah, I can see the Divas, they're starting to put more effort into booking them, and I can see them going places, but it's going to take a while for them to get there. But, you know, as long as I see you putting time and effort into them, and, you know, actually telling stories with the Divas, not just throwing them in random matches and things, I'm all for it. And hopefully they do get to that point at, you know, some point. Next match of the night, Wade Barrett versus the Money in the Bank winner, Daniel Bryan. Wade Barrett, he defeats Daniel Bryan. That was another shock to me. Daniel Bryan, he was really dominating throughout this match. There was one point he delivered, you know, a series of vicious kicks to Wade Barrett's chest. That was the sick point in the match. Also, he put Wade Barrett in the LaBelle lock. I thought it was all but over at that point. All Wade Barrett had to do was tap out, but he did not tap out. He went and reached for the ropes, and he got to the ropes. Daniel Bryan had to break the submission. Daniel Bryan ends up being defeated by Wade Barrett's Wasteland finisher. The crowd wasn't really into this match. I mean, there were a couple of points where they were into it, but this ranks on the like bottom tier of the matches at SummerSlam as far as, you know, it goes with the crowd reactions and things like that. But I enjoyed the match, and it was a great showing from both guys. Daniel Bryan with a very dominant performance, and Wade Barrett getting the win in the end. So, you know, there you go. On to the fifth match of the night. World Heavyweight Championship was on the line. Randy Orton versus Christian in a no-holds-barred match. Before the match even got started, Christian was talking about this big surprise that he had, and it turns out that surprise was Edge. Edge comes down to the ring. He greets his best friend, but turns out Edge had another surprise for Christian. He basically ditched him. He told him, you know what, you're all on your own. That just reminded me of Christian's old theme music. All of the, you know, old WWE fans, you'll get what I'm talking about. But yeah, that kind of threw me off a little bit. But yeah, Edge, he was basically telling Christian he's a whiny little bitch, and he never thought that he'd become this at this stage in his career. And Edge basically walked off from Christian, left him, you know, all on his own. He goes to the back. Randy Orton comes out, and all hell breaks loose. Like, this match was all over the place. There were kendo sticks, you know, people hitting each other with kendo sticks, people getting thrown through tables. Well, it wasn't actually people getting thrown through tables. It was just Christian. Randy Orton put him through 2 wooden tables, put him through the announcer's table, and that Spanish announce table, man, as soon as they showed them Spanish announcers at the beginning of the pay-per-view, I'm like, you guys better get used to that. Well, don't get used to the table, because it's not going to be there long. I think the Spanish announce table has died more times than Kenny on South Park. Like, seriously. Like, crazy. But, yeah, the match was all over the place in a good way. It was very chaotic. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that they added a new step to this feud, because even though Randy Orton and Christian have been putting on good matches, like good to great matches, you can only see the same thing for so many times before you start to get tired of it, and you know, you want to move on to something else, and before you feel like it's run its course. But they added the no holds barred stipulation to this match, and it really worked wonders for them. And they like changed up the way the match ran. Like, Randy Orton, he didn't get a chance to go for his full, you know, that series of moves, that's clothesline, power slam. You know, Christian changed that up a little bit with some counters, and this was it featured a lot of the things that we would see in the normal Christian and Randy Orton matches, with a lot of counters and reversals and things like that. And, you know, it was all in all great. I really enjoyed this match. Randy Orton, he ends up getting the win in the end after he RKO'd Christian on the steel steps. He pins him, then becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. I actually got a message from somebody on Twitter saying, "Oh Jay, do you still think Christian isn't being buried?" Yeah, he's not being buried. 2-time World Champion. Hell, if that's a burial, there are a lot of guys backstage that I would imagine would love to get buried like Christian is being buried. 2-time world champion. You know, he's been, you know, main eventing pay-per-views and things, and you know, delivering great matches. It's not like Christian is going out there with Randy Orton completely getting squashed and, you know, one-sided matches. It's very back and forth competitive matches between Randy Orton and Christian, so I don't think it's a burial at all. Just because you lose a match doesn't mean you're being buried, but that's just my opinion. On to the last match of the night. Well, actually, this was the second to last match. Undisputed Championship on the line. CM Punk, what was I about to say? Chris Jericho? Freudian slip. CM Punk versus John Cena, Undisputed WWE Championship on the line. And before I start talking about the match, I have to talk about the atmosphere in the Staples Center. Man. If anybody doubted CM Punk and his star power in WWE, if you can't, no, it's totally different. Like sitting at home and watching on TV and actually being there in that arena to hear that response that CM Punk gets, to see that response, to feel it, to feel that atmosphere when CM Punk's music hits, absolutely amazing. Out of this world. Like, CM Punk is a bona fide star. Bona fide star. This dude is not just a star, a mega star. I believe that he's reached that level now. And I've been questioning many times over the last couple of weeks if WWE is going to put him in that upper echelon alongside names like Randy Orton and John Cena. At this point, you can't deny CM Punk. There's no way in hell that WWE can deny CM Punk. This dude is a star, mega star. Like, people are talking about the summer of Punk. No. Hell no. Summer, one season, does not do this man justice. This is like the era of Punk. The age of Punk. Like I said, WWE, they can't deny him. Hearing that reaction, feeling that reaction, seeing all of the people in the crowd with CM Punk t-shirts, and man, like, there were more CM Punk t-shirts than any other wrestler. Probably more CM Punk shirts than all the other wrestlers combined. Like, I may be going a tad bit overboard, but I have to say it was probably close. But yeah, that reaction for CM Punk was great. John Cena, he got a great reaction too. It was like 90% boos, but hell, they were still loud. So, you know, it was a great reaction as far as I'm concerned. So the match starts off Triple H as the special guest referee, and for the first couple of minutes, I was just straight focused on Triple H, and I don't know really why, because I don't know, like, what was I really expecting some shit to pop off like within the first 5 minutes of the match? No, duh, but I was still focused on Triple H. I was trying to, you know, forecast what was going to happen. Was he being a little too hard on CM Punk? Was he counting a little too fast for Cena, counting a little too slow for Punk? But, you know, after a couple of minutes rolled by, I was basically just in tune and focus on the actual competitors in the match, and they delivered a pretty good match. I mean, a lot of people are going to be comparing it to their Money in the Bank match, but I feel like they are in two completely different universes. Like, Money in the Bank was completely out of this world, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they didn't deliver a great match at SummerSlam, because they did. It was a pretty good match, and I love the point in the match where they did like these series of submissions, and CM Punk would put Cena in a submission, he would reverse that, then Cena would put Punk in this submission, he would reverse that, Punk put Cena in another submission. It was just all great, and yeah, the crowd was really into it. And the ending of the match, after CM Punk kicks out of the Attitude Adjustment, John Cena kicks out of the Go to Sleep, John Cena gets hit with another Go to Sleep, CM Punk pins him. Triple H counts down 1, 2, 3. CM Punk declared the Undisputed WWE Champion, but the thing is, while Triple H was counting down, John Cena's foot was on the bottom rope. I could clearly see it from my perspective. There were a lot of people in the arena that didn't see what happened, but for me, I could clearly see what happened. And John Cena, like, he had a couple of words with Triple H after the match ended, but he just walked off. And I'm wondering, like, what? Are you fucking serious? Like, I was expecting something different to happen with John Cena, but he just walked off. And I'm like, this is Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Mr. Never Give Up. seem like you just gave up right there. You got screwed out of the fucking championship, and all you do is, you know, say a couple of words. You don't even really raise your voice. Then you just walk off like, huh? So I was wondering, you know, this can't be the end. This can't be the end. And turns out it was not the end, because out of nowhere, Kevin Nash jumps into the ring, hits CM Punk with a powerbomb. Then Alberto Del Rio's music hits. Alberto Del Rio runs down to the ring, getting a great reaction from the crowd, the best reaction that he's ever gotten in his entire time in WWE. He cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase, hits Punk with an enziguri, pins him, 1, 2, 3. There you go, Alberto Del Rio, your new WWE champion. And wow, like this, just when you think you have all of the answers, they go ahead and change up the questions. And what happens now? What the hell was Kevin Nash doing there? You know, what happens now with the WWE Championship picture? Like, I was thinking that they were not going to have Alberto Del Rio cash in Money in the Bank at SummerSlam. Like, that didn't even cross my mind, because I felt like they already had too much stuff. Well, I won't say too much, but a whole hell of a lot of stuff going on. And the WWE Championship picture, you have Rey Mysterio. He got screwed out of a WWE Championship because he had 2 matches in one night. He lost his, so he still needs to get his rematch. Then you had Cena. Now he's got screwed out of the WWE Championship. Then CM Punk, he got screwed out of the WWE Championship too, with Alberto Del Rio doing the sneak cash in. So there's a lot going on. 4 guys involved in that WWE Championship picture right now. It'll be pretty interesting to see what next step they take in this and how Kevin Nash relates to it all. I hear a lot of speculation that he's Alberto Del Rio's new bodyguard or whatever. And then you can't ignore the connection between Triple H and Kevin Nash. They've been long known to be best friends. They have a deep connection in the wrestling industry. And will this signal a Triple H heel turn? And sometime in the near future, will he be joining forces with Kevin Nash, his old buddy from back in the day? And yeah, this, asks a lot of questions about what's going to happen next. And yeah, so I think with keeping up interest and keeping people in tune and things, this match was a great success, and that ending was a big success. And yeah, so as far as SummerSlam goes, I really enjoyed the show. Loved being there live. It was a pretty good show as far as all of the matches were concerned. The last 2 matches of the night were the best matches. Let me know what you thought about SummerSlam down in the comment section below. As my time in LA comes to it. Oh! How could I forget Stephanie McMahon? Like, man, I love seeing her on the show. That was great. Like, she did an interview like a couple of months ago, and she said if there's a demand for her to be back on TV, then she would be there. Well, hell, there's a demand, damn it. I don't care if anybody else doesn't want it. I want it. So that was great to see Stephanie back on TV. I wonder if this is going to be like a semi-permanent thing or how often she's going to be on TV, but that was great. But yeah, as my time in LA comes to a close, I really enjoyed myself at SummerSlam, at the SummerSlam Access events, meeting different wrestlers. I met Hornswoggle, Christian, Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus, and The Miz. I got a chance to talk to all of them, and yeah, I have some stories for you guys, definitely. Some funny stuff that has happened to me over this weekend in Los Angeles. And I actually got a chance to meet up with the owner of NoDQ.com. Right after SummerSlam, I went over to Denny's. We got a chance to eat and talk, and there were a couple of other people there, wrestling fans. It was, all fun. I'll be letting you guys know all about that in the upcoming days. I'll be uploading some videos, got some crazy stuff. There was like an impromptu match outside of the Staples Center with Hulk Hogan, quote unquote, The Rock, Booker T, Coco Beware. Some crazy stuff going on. X-Pac, a lot of people out there. So yeah, I got some pictures for you guys too, so that's all coming in the next couple of days on YouTube, also on the Sideshow Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, jdubshow.com. So make sure you guys are all tuned in for all of that. Thank you for watching this video. I am J-Dub. Peace out. Time to go to sleep because I got a flight to catch in the morning. I'm tired as hell. But I had fun.